use some tactical principles that apply to the team. Remember, the tactical principles are ideas that we have as a team. They're things to make our communication better, to simplify the game, so that everyone has the same basic ideas around what we would be doing in different parts of the field. It doesn't always mean that those are the things that are going to happen. Soccer is very unpredictable, and you're going to unconsciously make plays and do things that are going to maybe be different than the plan. But the idea of the intention is that everybody understands that these are the two or three things we're trying to accomplish in this part of the field or in this phase of playing. So I'm going to go through these and let me know if you have any questions about any of them. All right, so the first general principle that I want to remind everybody of is that wherever possible, we want to play supporting shapes for when we're attacking. So we're in possession of the ball. These are all going to be attacking ideas first. First attacking idea is that we play in a diamond formation. So that would mean that when someone has the ball, other players are going to move into this position to provide a supporting shape. The preferred pass, if possible, would be the most forward pass. So this one breaks the midfield line, gets a ball into a deeper part of the field, actually gets us all the way up into the midfield in this case. If that pass is not available because the line's blocked, we have this option here, and we have this option also forward pass is just not usually as deep. And of course, players can check into spaces here. Check into space here if there's nobody in the top of the spot. Expect the player intention would be to check into that space and receive the ball in space. And at that point, then this person is part of the diamond, and we can have a player make a run here to be the top of their diamond. We can have a player check here to be, the supporting part of the diamond. We can also have another player go here or here to be another supporting player. So idea being that every time we get the diamond, every time the player has a ball, the other players are moving into supporting positions. All right. We're going to talk about defending principles also, but the counter to that, so to stop at that, from a pressing standpoint, the idea would be is that the first player closest to the ball presses. In this case, let's say the nine's dropped off. So the nine's going to press the ball, the eight's going to press here, and the 10 is going to press here. So we have three pressing players and then one cover player. So it ends up looking like a counter diamond inside the diamond. Okay, we wouldn't probably want to mark here, although we could. We probably want to be in a position where we could step in front and get the ball. But ideally, this person here, the closest, is stopping the ball. So again, we press in threes. Okay, the ball comes out wide. We have somebody pressing here. Okay, you can see the beginning of a triangle here, or a diamond here. So it might even be that this person presses the ball, the forward ball, then this person's got to go over here and mark, and now we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have somebody marking here. Maybe this is also a likely pass. So you'll see this again when we talk about trapping, but when the ball, wherever the ball is, the closest person to the press stops the forward pass, and everybody else picks up the next likely pass. So this line's covered, this line's covered, this line is marked, this line is blocked. Okay? All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to stick with we're in the red attacking team. We have possession of the ball. So if you remember the terminology, the idea is we're playing forward, trying to get the ball in the goal. This phase, this first functional phase of attacking is called the build-up. So we're building up to get the ball to a position where we can start to create chances, and then we create chances to try to make goals. Okay. In our current formation, we have three ideas in this area. Do you remember the three ideas? All right. One of the ideas is we want to play the ball out to wide areas. So the reason for that is, do you remember, we want to try not to lose the ball in this area. So any ball that we play through here, we run the risk of potentially losing the ball, and then they have a counterattack directly at the goal with our 4 and our 5 actually out of position. So we want to play the ball here and out, or here and out. That's one option. The 6 in this case is playing in a kind of a defensive position. They might be able to support play too, but if we do happen to lose the ball, say here, say it's a bad pass out here, mistouch, then at least the 6 can be here to be a press as needed. Okay, so we go here, we go here. Ideally, the 2 is the backs are past the line, so we break the line here. Okay, if you notice, we have the 7 would be here. If you notice, we have a triangle here. I'm sorry, a diamond here. 1, 2, 3. So just keep that in mind while we talk about some of the other options. There's also a diamond here. Although this, again, that puts us into a dangerous area. This is probably preferable. Even this would be preferable. Okay, depending on what happens with this player. All right. So again, we want to try to play the ball wide if possible, and if not, then we have some other options to play the ball here. All right. So that's one idea. Play the ball wide, and then we play the ball up. Okay, and again, there's different ways to play the ball up. If the 7 checks in to receive the ball and there's a space that opens up here, the 9 can actually make a run here, and now playing the ball up might be forward to the 9. Okay, so there are different options here that are available. I'm not going to try to go through all of them, but just try to get the basic idea here. Play the ball wide, play the ball forward. That's one idea. Another idea is play the ball central with the intent of going forward. So that could, for instance, be a ball here that goes to here. If the 8 checks in, could be a ball that goes here, that goes to here. If the 6 just makes the move this way. All right. So if this line is kind of blocked and the 8's pretty well marked, the 6 can make the run here. But we don't want to get the ball here and then turn and then lose it immediately, because there's 3 defenders right in the central area here. This would be a bad place to try to dribble through. So we want to get it out to a place where we have numbers. If you look here, we have a 3v1 right here. So that's a good place to try to get out here to the wide area. All right. So that would be a way to bypass this line and go right to here, with the idea being getting it there. And then if they're a high pressing team, so if they're very tight here, maybe they're even like this, right? So that's a very high press. You got a lot of pressure on the ball right here. Well, now what we want to do is we do want to try to get the ball over to the next line. So there's a 3v0 right here. So if the backs can do it, fine. That puts it all the way up. The 7 might need to check into the space here to make it even cleaner pass. Could be in the air, could be on the ground, but we want to get over this or through this to the farthest point. The keeper can also put the ball up here. There's a player by himself there. I think this ball is not going to be great often, because even if the 6 isn't in this position, you're going to have a 1 versus 2 here. So we play the ball forward ideally here. We play the ball forward here. We play the ball forward through these folks and out. All right, so that's idea 3. Idea 1, go right out to the wings with this way through the 4 and the 5. Idea 2 is through the 6 or the 8 out to the wings and then up. And idea 3 would be over the lines or through the lines all the way up to the forward line. So there's 3 ideas out of the back. Any one of those would be good. And again, we want to try to avoid the central area. All right, great. So I'm going to take all these now, and the idea there is that all gets us up into this part of the field. Now we're in the middle third. Let me get all this up here. All right. Okay. So now we're in the middle third, and let's say again we have the ball back here. Their 9 is probably pressuring here. Okay, good. So now what we're looking to do is get into the final third. So from the middle third here, we're trying to get into the final third. So let's say we've gotten the ball all the way up to here, and now we're dribbling forward. What we want to do is we want to try to get in behind. So the space right now is here. Right? So here's the keeper. All right. So we could pass it around and work our way through here and keep moving everybody back. But now you see where the opportunity is. If we can get a ball into space here, that's going to create potentially a 1v1 situation, and potentially even a 2v1 situation. So by the time we get our wings get onto this side of the field, one of our ideas is that we want to play the ball forward into space. And so the how of that is it can happen in different ways. It could happen from it could happen from here where the ball's played forward and then played into space here. It could be the ball's traveling with the player across this area and the ball's played out through here, okay, through this space. It could be that the 6 puts it over the top into space, but the idea is not to play to feet here, but instead to play into space. Now, one thing that can happen is, as you have this sort of formed up here, so you have the 8 and the 10, the 6 could have the ball, or anybody could have the ball for that matter, but it may be that the 9 can start it here by checking in. So again, we have our diamond, but they're blocked. So the 9 checks in here, and now we have this kind of a thing where then the next pass can be into space. And so the 9 has a job here in attacking to potentially check in behind the 6, if there is a 6 here, and be available to help set up, right? And so then this could happen, run in here, and now they can counter here, 7 can run into. Okay, so that's one idea. Playing the ball into space behind the back line. Say we're in the middle third, playing this football behind the space, back line. Okay, good. That's one idea. Another idea is that we switch play. And so when the ball's over here, everybody else is scrunched over. Then the ball attracts the players, and the players are trying to defend, getting compact, the defensive team at least. Right? And so maybe we have this kind of a thing where our 7th, we'll talk about the 7 in a second. So it's compact. So if we have possession over here and it's organized and it's compact, right? Maybe it looks like this. Not a lot of obvious options. Well, we want to switch play to what we call the weak side. And so the weak side is over here where there's a lot less players. So it has to be quick. So it can go, it could go down here and over. It can go through here. The 6 is a big part of this. So playing through the 6 to the wing. This is where the backs stepping up really helped, because when the backs step up to this line, now there's an outlet right here, and we can play it forward here. You can even go from here to here and then back over the top and just play it into space again. But the idea is that if we switch play, it's going to force people to move, and when they are moving, spaces are going to open up. So players are shifting, and now the 9's available, top of the diamond going this way, and now we can play the ball here into space or through here. So again, as we move the ball side to side, we're going to disrupt the opponent. So the second idea is we move the ball side to side to disrupt the opponent and create opportunities to pass the ball forward. So our ultimate goal is to pass the ball forward into space and to advance into the final third. We can help that by going side to side. The other thing we can do to help other thing we can do to help is, again, if it's compact and it's all on this side. So we call this the strong side because the opponent is stronger on this side. They have more defenders over here. They're, right here, they're, they're 3v2. If we have the ball here, they're 5v3 in this area. So, this isn't a great pass. This probably isn't a great pass. We're sort of stuck, jammed up over here. So, yes, we can switch the play over, but to make the most of the switch play, what we do is the weak side 7, the weak side wing, because these guys are all going to be shifted over. The weak side wing prepares to come to the center more, and so they stay up, and be ready to go. It may be that that the 11 is ready to go into space, but if we do switch play, we want somebody ready to go. We don't want the 7 to be off the line here, because this from here to here, that doesn't really help us very much. So we always want to have somebody up at the top ready to make a run in. So it might be a switch to here, and now there's a pass that can go through here, right? There's a pass that can go through here too, but the idea is that we always have somebody supporting play, diamond, and then we have somebody prepared to make the run in behind. So there's 3 ideas in the middle third. Play the ball into space, move the ball side to side to disrupt the opponent, and create space. And the third one is weak side wing stays high, and to be ready for the weak side attack. Okay? All right. 3 ideas there. All right, so let's move everyone now into the final third. Whoops. Move everybody here into the final third. All right. I'm going to pick up my stuff here. All right. All right, so now we're in the final third. Still attacking. All right, so idea number 1 is going to be, well, let's talk about the idea here is to create chances. And so, their 9 stays out here. Maybe their 11, their 7 drop back. Their 4 and 5 and 3 are very compact now. Maybe it looks like that. Their 6, their 8, maybe their 10 is out here. Maybe their 7 and 11 have dropped. Okay, so let's say they're in this kind of a configuration. So 11 have dropped. All right. So we're still attacking. We have our 8 and our 10 are spaced on their half. Okay. So again, we have a nice structure here, nice structure here. Okay, good supporting shapes right here and here. All right. So a couple of the things that we talked about. One of them is that if we're playing through the wide areas, so here's one idea here. Playing through the wide areas. So we play the ball out wide here, right? Or we play the ball through to here. And now what? Well, one idea is we still want to get back behind this area. So, so in this case, the 11 has the ball out wide. We have a couple of choices. Depending on how the pressing is going. So let's say maybe the 7's not there, maybe the 7's here, and it's just the 2 pressing. So we have one option that goes the ball and the player go this way. Okay, so make a move inside, option 2 here was give and go here, right? If you remember, this is what we practiced. We've practiced before. Give and go here. The third would be a tuck in. And then you could go here, or even better at that point, when they tuck in, this player's in position, and the back can come in and overlap. So an overlapping run here, a give and go here, give and go into the space here, or a straight run behind. So from wide areas, there's some ideas of how to get in behind. So getting in behind is the idea. You can do that on the left side or the right side. So that's one team intention. Let's get in behind the back line. And the individual player actions, those are individual activities that are options, ideas for how to get in behind. Okay. Um, Another idea, another principle is that we want more players in the box. So if we do get the ball down here, one option would be is the three becomes the wide player, and now we have, so when the ball's on here, weak side player comes into the box. So again, if the three's involved, great. Let's just pretend that the three's not involved and the 11's here. That's fine. So now the seven, the weak side seven, comes in and is available here now in the box. So we have at least two, and then the eight can press up. So in and around the box, we have three players here, plus we have whatever's happening here. So we need to get players in the box. If the seven's out here and the eight is here and the nine is making runs and receiving the ball here, that's not super helpful. There's just nobody here to kick the ball in, right? So we want to be able to kick the ball into the goal. So again, weak side players, when the strong side has the ball and they're trying to get in behind and do their thing, weak side players need to come in and get in the box, get into scoring positions. All right, and then so that's and so if the ball switches over to here, maybe the ball switches over to the other side. Okay, maybe it goes through the six, so it comes here, it goes out, maybe it even comes down to here. Now we're back up in this area. Now maybe the seven's here, two's pressed up, so now it's the 11 who comes into the box, and the 9 is staying still in a position here. So we really want the 9 to just be staying right around in here. All right. And not leaving the area. Again, if they leave the area, there's nobody here to shoot, so the 11's going to have to come in, and it means then the 3's going to have to come up and be the wide player. So you just have to pay attention to what's happening. But one of the ideas is let's get more players in and around the box when we have the ball down here. Okay, and then the last idea for attacking is going to be shoot or give the ball to somebody else who can. So if the 7 makes a run in, gets the ball wide, oops, the 7 gets the ball wide, and they decide to go this way with the ball. So now they're going to go through this way. This way, the ball. Well, if they have someone in front of them, they can't shoot. Again, we have another situation with diamond. With the diamonds. So we have a diamond here, right? We have potentially the shot here. So that's the side of the diamond too. Okay, it might be that the 11 can make a run to the far post. Okay, that's the top part of a diamond here. All right, but the idea is that if you don't have a place to shoot, to take a shot, pass it off, drop it off. If you come inside like this and there's no place to go, drop it here and they can take the shot. Because again, that's the top of their diamond, right? Right there. All right, or even, if this is available, pass it into here, step in, it's a shot. If the ball gets into the 9 can drop the ball off here and another shot. And so, again, if you can't take the shot, pass it to someone who can. All right, so that's kind of the third idea here. So players in the box, getting in behind the back line, players in the box, and shooting or giving to someone who can are three ideas in the final third. All right, that's a lot of talk about attacking. I think I'll leave it at that for right now. I'll do a separate video on the defending part of it. But please try to remember these. Each area of the field kind of has three key ideas, and you should know them out the top of your head. We play out of the back, we play through the sides, or through the central areas, or over the top, right? So there's three ideas about getting to the middle third. In the middle third, we move the ball to create chances. We're trying to get the ball in behind the line. We move to create chances, and weak side presses up to be available, okay, for a through ball. And in the final third, we're trying to get behind the lines again using the wide areas, or we're trying to get the ball central and either shooting or giving to someone who can shoot, and we're trying to get numbers in the box. Okay? All right. Hope you got those. We'll talk about it a lot more. Let me know if you have any questions. Hey, Dave. Pretty good. How are you? Nice to hear from you. What part of the country are you in? Okay. Are you on your in between period now? Where you're, I don't know if you still have the same routine. Are you still going every 2 weeks or something? Oh, that's great. That's a big change for you.